It's roughly 1 week since LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga came out, and I think the initial reception has been really good. But there's still a lot of stuff to go over in this video. I wanted to talk a little bit about the recent patch that came out, some information from Warner Bros in regards to the cheat codes available in the game, issues on PC and some fixes for it, and most importantly, some cut content from the game, which I really hope we will get to see in the game later down the line. So let's dive straight into this video. First of all, let's talk a little bit about the reception of the game. So far it's sitting at around 80 on Metacritic, as well as very positive on Steam. So the initial reception has been very good. There are a couple of complaints of the game, which usually happens with most games, such as some performance issues, some bugs, missing stuff from the game, cut content and so on. But overall, the reception has been very good, and I think most people feel like me that they have gotten what they hoped for and they're really enjoying their time in the game. So I think it's sitting at a pretty well-deserved rating, which is actually on par with the rating of the complete saga from 2005. So what about all these cheat codes in the game? If you followed Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, even the official LEGO Star Wars Instagram, there's actually been quite a lot of cheat codes to the game that unlocks characters. First of all, we have all of these holiday characters, which are obviously not on like the main list, so they're not part of the 380 characters, so they're all good to unlock. But on top of that, a lot of people have found codes to unlock characters that you can get normally in the game, such as, you know, the Emperor, Tarkin and so on. And there's been a lot of worries in the community that if I use these codes, can I not get the 100% achievement? Because apparently in some older LEGO games, if you use cheat codes, you will not actually be able to get that 100% achievement, which would really suck if you won't even notice that until you're at like 99.9%, because I don't think you would want to replay the entire game at that point. That's why I haven't really wanted to use the codes, and I haven't seen any official confirmation, but I reached out to Warner and they said the following: that's correct, you will still be able to complete all achievements in the game even with the use of the codes. So considering that comes straight from Warner Bros. Games support account, and that account actually seems to be pretty up to date with everything that's happening with the game. I gotta say, it's not just copy paste answers. It makes me think that you're probably safe to use any codes that you can find. I think it's probably a bit more fun to unlock some of these just normally, or I guess it depends a little bit, because if you've already done the mission and you need like 300,000 studs to unlock a character, you might as well use the code and save yourself those studs, to be honest. I'm not sure if some of these characters are like unlocked through missions, because that would kind of suck if you can't do the mission if you unlock the character with a code or something like that. I'm not sure, but at least you will be safe to use these as much as you want. Next up, a patch rolled out on most platforms a couple of days ago to the game, which was 1.04, and the patch notes just had very generic stuff like improved general stability and performance, game crashing bugs, added gameplay optimizations, fixed game freezing issues, and so on. And it seems like it has improved a lot of people's performance, and also that it fixed the missing pieces issue, where a lot of people seem to have gotten stuck on episode 2. I haven't personally experienced that myself, but it was basically so bad that you have to skip that trilogy until they rolled out this fix. I'm assuming there's gonna be a 1.05 patch soon as well, which will hopefully have some more fixes to the game. Next up, I want to talk about a PC issue. Those of you who watched my live stream knows that mouse and keyboard was completely unusable for me, but after a while we figured out that you need to actually play on the correct refresh rate, which for me is 144 Hz, because that's what my monitor is set up to be. The biggest problem then is that the game resets back to 50 Hz every time you tab out of the game or you restart the game. So it's a huge issue, basically making mouse and keyboard unusable in the game. But there is a fix for this. If you go into app data, find LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and then the config file, you can change the refresh rate to always be set to the correct number, which will then fix the mouse issue and will fix the fact that it reverts back to 50 Hz. You shouldn't really have to go into a config file to fix a LEGO Star Wars game, in my opinion, so I hope this is something they're gonna do an official fix for as well. Next up, I wanted to talk a little bit about the DLC character packs, because they seem to have had some issues with those. For instance, I only have the Solo pack and the Mandalorian pack, but if you pre-order digitally, you should actually have the classic characters and the Trooper pack as well. But since I got an early access code, I'm not sure if that might not count as pre-order or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but if you pre-order digitally, you should have all of those 4 packs. Otherwise, they will be released later down the line if you have the deluxe edition. For instance, on the 19th, a little over a week from now, the Rogue One pack will be released, as well as classic characters if you don't already have that one. And then on 4th of May, you will get Mando Season 2, Bad Batch, and the Trooper pack if you don't already have it. So let's talk a little bit about cut content, because although I personally think this game includes a lot of stuff, enough for me, there's always gonna be stuff missing. The Star Wars universe is huge, especially with 9 movies, and some people actually found references to the Venator in the files. And not only that, they actually show the Venator in one of these short gameplay clips with the Rancor, meaning that it's not just like a super early prototype, but then probably had to cut it like last minute, which is a bit of a shame considering we currently only have dark side capital ships that we can unlock and own. And one question I've been asked so much over the last week is there gonna be any big post-launch updates with new content, whether it's just stuff like the Venator that comes for free or actual DLC content with new levels? And the answer is that I simply don't know, and I don't think so, because I haven't seen that happen to pretty much any LEGO game before. The thing is, if they have planned to do post-launch content with actual substance in it, not just some bug fixes, that's probably something they planned since a long time back, because a large part of the development team will shift over to new projects before the game is even launched, which means that those people have then been working on the new content. It's not really something they decide after the game has been released. So even if this game explodes and it becomes the most sold Star Wars game ever, I think the decision to support it post-launch was probably made pre-launch, if that makes sense. I'm really hoping they're gonna continue. I know it's not the LEGO game way, but I do feel like this game has a massive potential of doing that, like actual, not just character packs, but Mandalorian levels, Rogue One levels, Clone Wars levels that would be released as paid expansion packs. I would very gladly pay for those. They don't have to be free, and I think they would make a lot of money from it as well. How they would actually incorporate that into like the 100% system, the achievements, the collectibles, sure, that could be a little bit tricky, but I'm sure there's ways to do that. They could even have it separately, so that's like completely separate unlocks for that, but they already have such a good foundation built with this game that it would make me sad to not see more Star Wars stuff be incorporated, well, into this game, hopefully, as I don't think they would make another separate LEGO Star Wars game. But yeah, that brings this update on LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga to an end. Make sure to subscribe for all things LEGO Star Wars, as well as take a look at my second channel if you want to see multiple daily clips uploaded with LEGO Star Wars. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.